What's happening here? All right. We're going to ask you, we had a reboot here, the transmission, which aggravates me to no end. I mean, it aggravates me to no end, but I'm hearing better. Okay, you sound better. All right, and now I'm hearing spinning, 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 spinning. All right, we're going to let the audience, what are we at? What's the number here, 2,400? Okay, so much better now, sounds better now. I don't know what was going on. You know, I wonder whether or not that's the problem we were having with Michael Cutler. Whatever it is that we just fixed, no? All right, anyway, so we'll start this over again. Tim, are you ready to play that first clip? Okay, let me set it up. Don't play it just yet. I see we dropped from 2,400 to 1,500. And I don't want to shortchange the people who had already settled in because people get very, very upset when they get lost. I tell you, I'm livid, man. I'm livid. I'm livid. All right. We are going to, once again, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be talking today about the terrorist attack that took place in Manchester. We're also going to be talking about President Trump and his trip to Israel, how successful that was. We're going to, Harlan and I are going to analyze it. We're going to play a couple of really good, strong clips for you today. We have worked very hard on today's show. It is a shame that we have to deal with this crap that we deal with here on these technical things. God knows who it is. But anyway, I'm hearing voice doesn't match the feed.
That it's not.
Lips are not in sync. Now your audio is slower than your mouth. What's the story here, man? What? It's annoying. You think it's annoying to you, Jim? I'm with you, bud. This is like watching a Japanese movie. What are we doing here? What's different upstairs? Is there something different upstairs?
No.
So what can this possibly be? Because I've never had this
Our internal audio is good. It's the box. The only thing we changed is we restarted the box and the screeching stopped. It's happening in that and when we send it to Facebook.
Our box that we bought?
The Facebook box. Yes.
This new one?
No, this is the existing Facebook box that we have. The Facebook box was always good. It was the YouTube box we had problems with.
And so now we're having a problem with the Facebook box?
Evidently. This is new.
Who's this company?
Epiphan.
What's it called?
Epiphan.
Epiphan?
Yeah.
Epiphan. We have their phone number?
Yeah.
What is it? Call these people right on air.
That's right.
So it's still as bad? I'm asking people in here, is it still as bad? Sound and mouth is off, right? No, it's not Facebook. It's not Facebook trying to shut us down.
I've got it.
No, it's this piece of crap. What's the phone number?
877.
Yep.
599.
Yep.
6581.
Unbelievable. All right. Good, because I'm going to tell them what? I'm going to tell them we have over 1 million people on here, and I'm going to blast them a new ass. I'm tired of this crap, man. The amount of money we spent and all the time we spent to do this. We got to get this stuff.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. All right. What? Now it's back to matching? Mysteriously. Okay. All right. Anyway, so we're going to start this again. You can see I'm a little edgy.
We got a good program, though. I mean, you know.
Oh, we got a very good program. I deal with this crap.
I know.
All right, come back to camera 2. All right, so here's the deal. And we try to move me over, so this way Facebook, who now for some reason wants to put a live button in the middle, I don't know where they come with the stupidity of that, but it looks like we've got our crowd back to a certain degree. 2,200 seems sort of light to me, if you ask. But anyway, same crap day in, day out, you know? Anyway, Tim, let's start off with the clip again. I'm going to size it up for you. This clip, whether you've seen it or you have not seen it before, it's been played a lot. This is a cell phone video from inside this Ariana Grande concert. Somebody has it. You could hear the bomb go off. It is still as chilling to me the 10th time I've heard it as it was the first. Let's play.
God. What's going on? What just happened? What's going on? Oh my God!
All right, so here's what we know, okay? This terrorist attack took place yesterday in Manchester, United Kingdom. We have 22 known dead. We have 59 people so far injured. I'm sure those two numbers undoubtedly will probably go up. ISIS, you know that group, they have taken credit for this unbelievable act of terrorism, cowardly act of terrorism to put off a bomb with little girls around. I mean, you can't get any more chicken than that. What I would love to do to have my hands on one of these people, I just love to. All I need is 10 seconds and it's over. Right to the Adam's apple. Boom. And the person I would do it to if he was still around is a 23-year-old Salman Abedi. Salman Abedi. He was a ISIS soldier. All right. Now, as heartbreaking as this is for me to do, we're going to put up the pictures of two of the victims. The first one is 18-year-old Georgina Bethany Collender. Can we get a picture of her up, please? There you go. All right. Georgina Bethany Collender, 18 years old, has lost her life to an Islamic extremist piece of garbage. Okay? But, and you know, as a father of two girls, you know, and my oldest one is 19, you know, so that 18, 19-year-old thing is right there for me. All right? And it's like, you know, I got hit twice, Harlan, because not only you have an 18-year-old girl, and my daughter just turned 19, okay? So to imagine if that would have happened to my daughter, who's upstairs right now working on this show, my life would be shattered. Not to mention the second girl we're going to show is the same age as my other girl, 8 years old.
God.
I mean, I want to cry. Safi Rose, I think it's Rosus. Look at that face. Look at that face. I cannot imagine for the life of me what those parents must feel like today. 8 years old. Come back, Tim. 8 years old. Because what they say is, these nut jobs, what they say is that these children, they need to go. You need to wipe out the next stage of the infidels. Their parents pay taxes into the system that fights ISIS. These children, these little tiny children, killed for what reason? In the name, going back to me, in the name of Allah? You know, President Trump said something the other day during his speech. It was the only reason why I won't give him an A+. He said, these people kill in the name of God. No, they kill in the name of death. No, let me tell you something. I've never heard anybody say in the name of God. What I hear is in the name of Allah. Okay? I got my God and they got their God. I call my God God. They call their guy Allah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that a parent right now has to look at pictures of their 8-year-old and 18-year-old daughter and God knows how many other people have to sit there and look at these pictures. Their world stripped apart. For what? For what? All in the name of political correctness. So the president this morning commented on these folks, and I loved what he said. He said he's not going to call them monsters because that's what they want to be called. Instead, he gave him a much better name. Tim, let's play the clip of President calling the terrorists what they are.
As President of the United States, on behalf of the people of the United States, I would like to begin by offering my prayers to the people of Manchester in the United Kingdom. I extend my deepest condolences to those so terribly injured in this terrorist attack, and to the many killed and the families, so many families, of the victims. We stand in absolute solidarity with the people of the United Kingdom. So many young, beautiful, innocent people living and enjoying their lives murdered by evil losers in life. I won't call them monsters because they would like that term. They would think that's a great name. I will call them from now on losers because that's what they are. They're losers. And we'll have more of them. But they're losers. Just remember that. This is what I've spent these last few days talking about during my trip overseas. Our society can have no tolerance for this continuation of bloodshed. We can.
All right. As the president just said there, too, he tweeted out this morning a message to the people of the United Kingdom. Can we put that tweet up so this way people could see it? Do we have his tweet? Yeah. He said, "We stand in absolute solidarity with the people of the United Kingdom." And I couldn't agree with him more. I also want to put up another tweet. You know, this Ariana Grande, it's, you know, to people our age, I know my kids know of her or whatever. You know, the young kids really like her. She writes, "Broken. From the bottom of my heart, I am so, so sorry. I don't have words." And it's, how do you disagree with what she says there? I mean, you can imagine how difficult that is for her. She has a concert, she's got all these fans coming out, and, you know, she must feel as if, you know, her world was destroyed as well. You know what I mean? And then, you know, there are the complete morons in this country who are pretty much from the left, who I hate coming across like I just want to knock everybody out. But there are some people who just need to get their asses kicked, all right? And there is no better example than this piece of garbage, David Levitt. God forbid I ever run into this guy. Imagine if you run into this guy and your daughter is the 8-year-old that's on the picture. Throw up this clown's tweet. This guy writes, "Multiple confirmed fatalities at Manchester Arena. The last time I listened to Ariana Grande, I almost died too." Yeah, what a clown. What a piece of garbage. You know, what a piece of garbage. It needs his ass kicked from here to no end. This guy should be putting out an apology after the next apology after the next apology. In fact, what he writes to try to be funny, is, honestly, for almost a year, I thought Ariana Grande was something you ordered at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Next chart. Go ahead, put it back up. Okay, terror in the UK. Let's talk about how this all happens. 3,500 potential terrorists in the UK. 400 of them believed to be trained fighters from ISIS. Okay? And we're going to talk about this, Harlan and I, about why that's there. But make no mistake, if Congress and the courts and everybody else in this country, including the media, like that piece of crap, Livitz, don't start getting on board with this president. This stuff is coming here at the same rate it is at Europe. Throw out the poll that we put up today on DennisMichaelLynch.com. We asked whether or not you think President Trump can stop the attacks from spreading into the U.S. Look at that. The majority of people, uncertain. I'm not sure anyone or anything can stop these hateful people. 46%. The next part, no, he can't. Why can't he? Because Congress and the courts will not let him. 35%. The majority of people that go to DennisMichaelLynch.com are supporters of Donald J. Trump. Give him an A+ for his speech yesterday in Saudi Arabia. But only 17% of them think that Donald J. Trump is going to be able to stop that from happening in America. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And from a guy who lived from 9/11 and watched his fellow Americans jump out of 80-story buildings, let me tell you something. It can happen to you. It can happen to David Levitt. Add something.
If you look at that tweet, one of two big takeaways. And we can put it up on the screen here because I want to point it out. The first is that he's tweeting from Boston, Massachusetts. This is a guy that should know better than anybody what the impact of terrorism is on a city.
This Livitz kid
is
from Boston.
He's from Boston, where the same type of bomb, a pressure cooker bomb, was used to maim and kill his own fellow citizens of Boston. And who are these? It's not just him. What was so crazy to me is when this screenshot, the one that we took, and there were more after this, 584 people retweeted it, 881 people favorited it. Are we losing our humanity where this kind of crap is acceptable and celebrated based on a retweet? Like what's, I know in politics we're talking over each other, everybody's yelling, nobody's listening to each other. But this tells me that society is breaking down in a fundamental way.
I'll tell you why society is breaking down. It's breaking down for the same reason why the UK is breaking down. It's breaking down for the same reason why Europe can't find its buttocks with both hands when it comes to protecting their own people. It comes to the same reason why it is that this country is a complete disaster. A complete disaster. Nobody anymore, very few people have any connection to anything spiritual. They have very little connection to anything that's called politeness. They've got anything that and I don't mean political correctness, I mean politeness. How many times, you know how many times, and I'm going to go on a little rant here. You know how many times I go into a department store and I look at a kid or a young 20-year-old not hold the door open for an older woman?
Oh, yeah.
You know how many times I see that? If I would have done that in my day, my father would have wrecked me, man. He would have wrecked me. And I'd never do it again. Nowadays, parents, they don't care about anything else. Everybody's so damn busy. And you know what? It's all political correctness, and you got a guy like Stephen Colbert getting on television and saying that the president is a holster for the penis of the president of Russia. And he doesn't pay one price. He doesn't get fined. He doesn't lose any advertisers. No. He doesn't get suspended for a couple of days. That's why.
No.
That's why.
He is celebrated for it. His ratings are up. He's making more money than he's ever made. He's a bigger and more influential celebrity than he's ever been. You're elevated if you're on the left and you engage in this kind of rhetoric. And I can tell you, talking about opening the doors, and that's a small thing, but it's emblematic of the breakdown in society. I've been yelled at for holding doors open for women, because some people perceive it to be sexist. I've been yelled at for saying, yes, ma'am, no, sir. This is the society of political correctness, that if you show any sort of appreciation or respect for somebody else, society wants to tamp that down and discourage it.
You know what I can't understand about that statement? Why?
I don't know.
Why? What's the upside? What's the upside? I mean, I don't want to change direction here because We're not talking about this today. But something occurred to me this morning as I was driving to work. They keep on with this stupid Russian narrative. I knew it was going to be the narrative the day after the election. They keep up with this Russian narrative.
Yep.
What has Russia gotten in return? If Trump did all of this, what does Russia get in return? Because the only thing that I know that Russia ever received was a uranium deal from Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
You would think that they would want Hillary Clinton so they could get more stuff. That's the problem with this, is that when you look at what it is that the left and these progressives and all these people, they don't come up with the proof in the pudding. They don't come up with that the Russians hacked the election. I've never to this day ever seen one person say, I was going to vote for Hillary, but I saw the emails.
Yeah.
And I said, boy, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Trump.
Yeah.
I've never to this day ever said, yeah, the stuff in the WikiLeaks just made me vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Never. What it did was it cemented that this woman was trash. Trash.
And meanwhile, last night, while the bodies of 8-year-olds and 18-year-olds were in the streets of Manchester, England, CNN didn't want to cover that. They mentioned it, and then they went back to talking about this Russia stuff. And they, just hours before that, were criticizing President Donald Trump for not using the term radical Islamic terrorism and not taking ISIS serious enough. And they refused to even cover an ISIS attack because it doesn't fit their narrative. I mean, it's this flipped around, turned upside down world we live in, where they criticize us for doing the exact thing that they're doing and not taking this threat seriously, and even trying to cover it up in some cases.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at this face. Look at this face. In fact, Tim, can you get little Safi's? Look at that face. She was going to a concert. You know, I mean, a concert on a Monday night, right? Mommy, can I go out on a school night? Think about how those parents may have sat there and debated back and forth whether or not they should let their 8-year-old on a school night go out. It's a work night, whatever. Oh, please, Mommy, please, 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 please. Any parent who's watching here right now knows exactly what I'm talking about. They won't cover this on the news, though, right? You'd never see this part. Here's how this worked at this house. I'm guessing, obviously, but I know how it worked in my house because my kids have done it to me a million times. My daughter's listening to this upstairs right now, and she knows. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So, Daddy, please, can I please go to the concert? Can I please go to the concert? And you sit there and you say, it's against your better judgment. It's a Monday night. It's a work night. It's a school night, whatever it may be. And they beg you and you say yes. And there's parents sitting home just wishing they would have held their ground and say, no. You can't go. And the kid would be alive today.
Those parents will never get over it.
Never get over it. And then, let's shift gears here for a second. Let's talk about why this happens, Harlan. This happens because of political correctness. This happens because of political correctness. It doesn't matter what speech anybody makes, I mean, I'll defend the president as much as I possibly can. But this isn't about a speech, man. This is about cracking down. This is about cracking down. You can't be taking the flood of all these people into your countries. We can't be taken into our countries. I've used the example before. I'm going to use it again. It's that I Love Lucy episode. There is no better way to visualize and explain what goes on in all of these countries. Remember that I Love Lucy? She was working at the chocolate factory, and the chocolates were going by, and she was all dressed in the white, and she was supposed to take the chocolates and wrap them up and then put them down and inspect them and put them down. but they turn the conveyor belt on faster. And as the conveyor belt's moving faster, she starts to panic because she can't check all the chocolates that are going past, or the candies, whatever they were. And then she starts to struggle, and she only gets a few of them. And then she starts tucking them into a shirt or whatever. But the bottom line is that all of those candies are going by. They're going by unchecked. They're going by unwrapped. They're getting through. That's the immigration policies for the United States and for the UK and for Germany and for France, all in the name of trying to protect a religion. That's really what it is. I don't care what Trump or anybody else says. You will never get me to come off this. This is to protect a religion. This is to protect, to make it sound like as if we're not racist or we're not biased. Well, you know what? Nobody has been standing up and saying, I'm going to blow this building up in the name of Jesus Christ. People are dead. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, as much as I'm wearing a black shirt and a black hat, and I'm sitting at this kitchen table, there will be a day when he and I are sitting here, mm-hmm, and we're discussing how it is that a bomb went off outside a baseball game, a football game, yeah. So, and I don't think it's going to be an NFL or an NBA or an MLB game, because our security's too tight there. Yeah. It will be some play. It will be a parade, or it will be something else, or like we saw in the marathon. It will be somewhere where the defenses are down. We go back to that chart that we said before: 3,500 terrorists in the UK alone, 400 being ISIS, and all reports out are today that the UK has started to get lackadaisical. Yeah. Lackadaisical in pursuing these people. Don't we know what that's like? How many times we can report the story that the FBI allowed one of these guys to go because, well, we checked them out once. The guy who just tried to blow up the dumpsters in Manhattan. Yeah. Right? Yeah. The guy traveled to Pakistan. He was actually hanging out in the terror bed where that stuff is, where Afghanistan and Pakistan meet. Yeah. He was there. Yeah. And our own FBI don't get it. Mm-mm. And he was there multiple times. I remember going to that Facebook page of that kid. Yeah. I went to the Facebook page and I'm reading all the Facebook page messages from him and his brother, and I'm saying, I'm Dennis Michael Lynch. I got no training in the FBI. I just got common sense. If I see this, how is this not being seen by the FBI? Well, I don't want to beat up on the FBI too much. I do. Because, well, the reason I don't is because they have to sift through literally billions of social media profiles. And the terrorists only have to get it wrong once. The FBI is under tremendous pressure where I don't think they have enough resources to go through all of this. We should be empowering them. And if an FBI director comes to the President of the United States and says, I need more resources, they should basically have a blank check. Because the terrorists, all they need is a truck and a crowd to run through. Yeah, but they're saying my microphone is out. Is my microphone back out? They're saying my microphone's out. Is my mic still out? Talk on mine. Here. See if, yeah, mine's out. It's out probably because of batteries. Hold on. All right, so let me tell you where it is that Harlan's wrong. Although I didn't hear completely what he said there. But he said they don't have the resources. They don't have the resources. This is where he's missing it. With all due respect to my buddy. They have checks that they go through. This is where you're missing it, Harlan. Did you get the batteries for this? Yeah. Yeah, here. I'll just take here, that one. Let me take this. Hold on. I'll give you my little rant and then you could respond. Okay. Here. Okay. So here's where you're missing it. Is that they have, what's that? Okay. No, just give me the batteries back. I'll switch and I'll give this back to you. Okay. You can switch it while I'm talking. Yeah. This is not a matter of resources. Okay? Well, it is in a degree. It is in a degree. All right, so let's say, for instance, they don't have enough people. What they do, Harlan, is they have this system of checks. And if they don't click enough boxes on a particular person, they stop. They stop. Here. Go. Am I back? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So what happens here, Harlan, is that, let's say, for instance, the FBI needs 1,000 people on this stuff. I'm making these numbers up, but they only have 500 people.
Right.
So what they do is they try to weed out what is and what is not relevant. Mm-hmm. So they've got boxes. Let's say there's 10 boxes, and therefore, if Johnny Afghanistan only checks off the 5 boxes, they say, okay, you know what, we'll move on. Okay, well, those 5 boxes are being ignored. They'll move on. Oh, yeah, okay, he was okay. They missed it in Orlando. They missed it in the New York City guy. They missed it on San Bernardino. We're missing. I think if you check one damn box, you keep going in. How is it? How is it? I remember the day. And the Facebook post still has to be up on DennisMichaelLynch.com. I remember the day that the attack happened in New York City. And I went to the guy's Facebook page and looked at all the stuff he did. I reported before the media reported about the fact that this guy had gone to Pakistan multiple different times. Mm-hmm. I think I had my Newsmax show at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're checking boxes, but if you don't check enough boxes, they're moving on. This isn't a function just of resources. Mm-hmm. This is just bad policing. Mm-hmm. Bad policing. Mm-hmm. And you know what else, Harlan? Mm-hmm. We wouldn't need this many resources if we stopped taking in so many people into this country.
That's true, but you also have to keep in mind that ISIS has done a really effective job of radicalizing Americans. Young, disaffiliated, just angry youth. They've done the same thing in the United Kingdom. And a lot of these people leave the United States or the United Kingdom and they go and they fight for ISIS in the Middle East and then they return home. The fact that that's allowed is beyond me. But there's no effort, there's no coordinated effort by the United States government to counter that. And I don't even know how you counter that.
One of the things, again, I'm going back to when I had my Newsmax show. We did a whole segment on this. Mm-hmm. When you look at the youngsters over in Europe who are joining these radical groups, the unemployment rates over there are horrendous.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is that you get these young kids, and they don't have jobs, they have nothing to aspire to, they have nothing to wake up to.
Yeah.
They wake up and every day is the same.
Right.
And they've got barely any bucks in their pocket. They've got no purpose in their life. They've got no sense of accomplishment to look back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What happens is, slowly but surely, they become depressed, they become miserable about it, and they blame society. They blame the government. They blame everybody else. And now they're impressionable. Now they've got anger and they've got hate inside, and now somebody feeds into that.
Yep.
And when they feed into that and they start putting it into their brain, that's how you radicalize these people. That's why it's so important. See, this is where I'm so spot on when I pound on immigration, because I've been doing this for so long and it's so many dots that go down, 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 down. When you look at, you will never hear this, you won't even hear this on Hannity. Okay, because nobody drills down this far, because everything on television is a 3-4 minute hit. When you look at immigration and the amount of people that we're driving into this country, both legal and illegal, and you look at the fact that I just did a report the other day on DennisMichaelLynch.com that 17% of our workforce is foreign-born. Okay, foreign-born, 17%, and it's skyrocketing. It's climbing. That's up from 10% a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Our youth, when you look at the unemployment for our youth, which is extremely high, especially in the black neighborhoods, when you look at this, we are going to have the same fate that they are. These kids, our American kids, don't have jobs. The ones that are, we're giving them away.
Yep.
As Islam and continues to grow in this country, these kids will be radicalized. Look at the story. We just ran a story on DennisMichaelLynch.com yesterday about and this is going. You want to talk about extremes? A neo-Nazi changes over to Islam and then kills his neo-Nazi friend.
Crazy.
Okay? So when you look at this, the opportunity for kids in this country to become radicalized, that 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old kid to become radicalized because there are no jobs, and if there are jobs, we're giving them away to other people, yeah, you're going to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to see this. And this is why immigration connects to everything.
The only thing I want to add on the FBI thing is that they employ just 35,000 people and about 13,000 agents. This is according to the FBI website. The population of this country is 321 million. You know, I mean, even if you were to racially profile, they still have to go through millions of people just in this country. Forget the people that are outside this country trying to attack the United States. I mean, it's a big job. And the numbers are mind-boggling. How can 35,000 people and 13,000 agents sift through all of this information, all of these profiles?
This is where I go back to the I Love Lucy. You have to get these people before they get here.
Yeah.
We need to slow down and drag down the numbers. There is no value to the United States of America to be taking in all of these people. We take in more people from the Middle East legally than we do Mexico and Central America combined. And this is after 9/11. Where somebody point to me where the value is. Tell me what I got from my tax money to be spent on bringing all of these people in. And unless you want to point to San Bernardino and tell me how that's a good thing, unless you want to point to all this, the guys in Minnesota who tried blowing up, we just did a story the other day about the fact that Minnesota, 2 guys were driving in the car, they had bomb-making material, they had the high weaponry, all this other stuff, everything. And they threw litter out in the street, and some guy who called the cop and said they littered. And the cop went and checked it out. If that guy didn't call about, how many times have you seen somebody litter out their window and you didn't call? If that guy didn't call, who knows what those 2 are going to do? We got to stop and slow it down. To a certain degree, turn it off. There's no value. When did it happen? Because I must have been sleeping. When did it happen when a census of some kind went out? A survey of some kind came out and said, raise your hand or check this box if you would like us to continue to take over 1 million people every single year into the United States of America. Please let us know. Where was that survey? Where was that poll? Nobody told me about it. I still haven't seen it. It's not gonna stop. You know, this is one of the things right now, you and I, and we're about to go on it again. You and I right now are on a sugar high with President Trump.
Sure.
Saying all the right things.
Yeah.
Isn't tweeting any of the bad things. Being very leadership-like, leader-like, and everything's going okay. Well, you know what? When he gets back here, he's got to go back to the promises that he made me. And he made you, and then he made them. That we were going to slow down this immigration thing. We're going to slow it down. Instead of taking refugees from Australia, we're going to keep good to Obama's promise. Screw Obama's promise. Screw Obama's promise. Why? Why? No, sorry, doors closed. Senseless. Senseless. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go to Israel. Go ahead. We got a clip, right?
Did we do the poll? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did the poll.
Oh, okay.
We did the poll.
Okay.
All these good people.
Yeah.
All these good people who love the idea of everything that I'm saying right now. These people who support President Trump, only 17% of them think that he's going to be able to stop it from happening here in the U.S. Consensus is these terror attacks are coming. And you can blame all you want the courts about banning. You're not going to stop this problem by banning 6 countries of travel ban. This isn't a 6-country problem. This is a person problem. This is a religion problem. That's where this is. That's where it is. You know, he said all he said yesterday to Saudi Arabia, to these, all these leaders who sat around, okay, let's see what they do. Let's see how it is that they push them out. What was it? What did he say? What was his?
Drive them out.
Drive them out. Drive them out. Drive them out. All right, strong words. I like it. But we're not the problem. They're the problem. Are they going to really drive it out? Saudi Arabia, let's be honest. Saudi Arabia is a hotbed for terrorism. The whole region's a hotbed for terrorism. The whole place. And we're like, yeah, send them over. Let's give out more student visas. Fucking nuts. It's nuts. So go ahead, Israel. We've got a clip.
It's actually a good segue because they live with this crap every day.
They do.
But they stand up. They stood up to it.
They stood up to it. We're talking about Israel. Israel. The difference between Israel protecting against terrorism and us terrorism, we don't take it serious. We take it serious after the fact. But we chase the problem.
It's life and death. It's life and death for them.
Yeah.
They realize, that's why you go to Israel, everybody's got a gun. Everybody's got a gun. And they live, I mean, you look at the prime minister's residence, it doesn't look like the White House, it doesn't look like a house. It's a bunker. They live under the constant threat of radical Islamic terrorism at their doorstep. And so they finally confronted it. They said, to hell with political correctness. But they're just decades ahead of us here.
Can you see Benjamin Netanyahu winning an election by saying, yeah, we're going to keep on, immigration. We're just going to leave people coming in, by the million. By the million people. Oh,
He'd be gone.
Open your arms. Look what the Statue of Liberty says. Can you imagine Netanyahu?
No.
He wouldn't get a vote.
No.
He wouldn't get a vote.
And look what they've done there. That place, it's the desert. It's a dump. You look at all the countries around Israel, poor, run down, war-torn, and they turned that desert into an oasis.
I've never been. Have you been there?
I haven't. I would like to go, but I know a lot about it.
Let's play. Tim, get up the President Trump clip where he talks about the difference between him and the Obama stuff. Play the clip.
America's security partnership with Israel is stronger than ever. Under my administration, you see the difference. Big, big, beautiful difference. So we are telling you right now that Iran will not have nuclear weapons.
You know what, though? I don't know. I'm reading some of the comments while playing the clip. People are like, Dennis, you've got to stop yelling. You know what? You know what it is? You know what it is? Seriously, there are few things in the world that can make me lose it. My daughter's driving on the Long Island Expressway is one thing. Yeah. The second one is that when I see this, when I see this, when I see a little girl, an 8-year-old girl, because I got this at home, I got this at home. Let me tell you something. Yeah, here's the other one. No, come back to me, come back to me, come back to me, come back to me. See? And then here's the other one, the 18. I got this upstairs. I got this. And I think to myself, if I were watching a report about my 2 kids right now, I'd be ripping the world apart. I'd be ripping the world apart. And there isn't a day in my life when at some point, some way, something, I don't know if it's a smell, it's something I see, it's something I think about, it's a news report I get, something else, I'm in this business, that I don't think about 9/11 and what I experienced in 9/11. There's not a day that goes by when that's not in my mind. And I lose it. I don't completely lose it. I lose it verbally. I lose it when I see what's taking place here because I know this crap is coming this way. I know it. And people are going to lose their lives over it, and we're going to continue to chase this problem instead of getting in front of it. That's the problem I have with this. This is why people get say, "Oh, you're so passionate about it." I don't know if this is passion. This is anger. This is anger. I watched this last night. I get angry. I get angry because the problem is, okay, this little girl is just a click to many people. This little girl is just somebody they saw on Fox News for 20 seconds. This little girl is she's just another number in a spreadsheet eventually. This is somebody's baby. And it's always somebody else's baby that it happens to. And that's why I get pissed, because you can speech me all day long. BS. I don't want to hear about speeches. I want to see results. I want to see results. I don't want tweets. I don't want speeches. I don't want documents. I don't want anything. I just want results. That's why I get pissed. There's so many problems. You got Social Security people complain about it all the time. You got health insurance people complain about it all the time. You got everything. Everything costs too much money. The cost of milk, the cost of coffee, everything's so high. But at the end of the day, at least you're living. This young girl had the world in front of her. The world in front of her. She didn't die in a car accident because her dad was driving too fast. She didn't die in an airplane because the engine went out. She didn't die in an explosion because somebody didn't clean her furnace the right way. She died because some piece of crap blew her up in the name of Allah.
And there are 20 more in addition to these two girls.
Yeah, that we know of now.
That we know, and they're 50-something injured.
59 injured.
59 injured across 8 hospitals.
Somebody's going to lose a leg. Somebody's going to lose an eye. Somebody's never going to be the right way again.
Some others are going to die.
Right. Because the government over in the UK turns a blind eye. Because the government here in the US turns a blind eye. Because we go and we sit there and say, push them out. Push them out of your communities. Oh, you know what? Don't push them out of your communities. Keep them in your communities. Don't push them out, because when you push them out, they're coming to me. Keep them yourself. Figure out your own problem. That's why they don't want them. The king in Saudi Arabia, he don't want them. You know why he don't want them? Because he's an infidel. Send him to the US. Send him to the UK. Why are we continuing to apologize for being successful? I'm taking these people. Anyway. We're going to play a clip because I need to change stuff here. The president has had a phenomenal trip so far.
Yeah.
If you're rating him on speeches, if you're rating him on poise, if you're rating him on message, if you're rating him on not tweeting, if you're rating him on just being a world leader, he is knocking it out of the park. Yeah. With the exception of using the word God instead of Allah. That's the only thing I've seen him make a mistake so far of, in my estimation. Other people will say, oh, come on, Dennis, you're picking at straws. I want it heard. I don't have a problem with the radical Islamic terrorism thing being said. It's one half dozen the other. But that, I have a problem. But anyway, the mainstream media is trying to pick at anything. Like you said, they're cutting away from a terrorist attack to go back to the Russia BS. So they're picking at anything they can.
When do they ever do that? When does the media ever turn away from a terrorist attack? Like that's what people turn on the news to find. I turned on the news last night after I spoke to you, and I see it on social media, and I'm trying to find it on the networks. CNN cuts away from it. MSNBC does the same. When do they do that? What's their motive?
Meanwhile, it's amazing you're saying this. Meanwhile, Mary and I last night, we put on Fox. We're watching Fox with the terror attack. And we're watching Hannity. And before Hannity, whatever the show was before Hannity. And then after Hannity, it was, they went back to Shepard Smith.
Yeah.
And it was the same B-roll that we've shown over and over and over, saying the same things over and over and over. And after we were for an hour and a half, I said to Mary, isn't it amazing we're watching the same thing now for an hour and a half, and we don't turn it off.
Yeah.
So yeah, from a ratings perspective, you would think that they'd be shooting the moon.
So that means...
Go ahead. I'll let you
That
take it.
means that they have ulterior motives in not covering this.
I have said it a million times before, Harlan. I'm going to say it a million times more for as long as God gives me a voice. When it comes to the ratings, it's second to them. The mainstream media cares more about ideology than they do about the ratings. Mm-hmm. That is bottom line, case closed. And they are winning in the ratings thing right now. A lot of people will say it's because Fox News is sort of losing its voice. It's not so much that they're losing their voice. They're a little bit broken over there, Fox News. It's because you've got this anti-Trump movement and it's feeding that. Yeah. Just like Fox used to feed us on the anti-Obama. Sure. They're feeding the anti-Trump. Anyway, real quick, because we got to wrap this up. We have this thing yesterday. This is the only thing that the mainstream media can deal with. Play the clip of the president. There you go. Look, the president goes to grab Melania's hand. She goes, oh, pop! Not appropriate. Don't hold my hand. All right? So that's it. That's the big thing.
I think it's funny.
Now they have marital problems. Everything's destroyed. It's horrible. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let me tell you. Here's my take. Somebody sent me an email about this, and I did it in my 3-email thing today. Even if that was Melania saying, I don't want to hold your hand right now, who cares, man? They're a couple. They might be the first couple, but they're still a couple. You know what I mean? How many times I've said to Mary, hey, hon, she's like, no, don't even try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the world, man. Yep. Any person who's married knows that's normal stuff. Who cares? You know what? You can't say he's a fake. You can't say she's a fake.
No.
They're real. So what?
Yeah.
So what? You know what? Get a little raunchy here without getting raunchy. The best sex is it.
Oh, your kids are upstairs. They don't want to hear this. Oh my God.
I was gonna say, well, I gotta finish the sentence anyway.
All right.
Ashley, close your ears. Makeup sex is the best sex, right? Good for Trump and the FLOTUS.
Oh.
They got down and heavy in Israel last night. All right. So anyway, a couple little things here. Something pretty important. People. I never occurred to this, but if you've got the app, you get the alerts. But not everybody has the app. Not everybody has these phones. Not everybody can. I don't know. I get all the reasons why. But you can still get the text messages. Mm-hmm. So we haven't been pushing that, and it's a very important thing. People say all the time, "Thank goodness for the text messages." So you go if you want to get the alerts when there's breaking news, but you don't have the app, or you have the notifications off for whatever reason, and you just want to know about when there's breaking news. All you do is you send a text message to 40404. That's 40404. You put that in instead of the phone number, you put that in, 40404. And then in the body, you write follow, you hit the space bar at Real Dennis Lynch. So it's follow space at Real Dennis Lynch. And you will get, once you do that, you'll get an automatic text reply, and then you'll be on for our text messages. Yep. You'll never miss get an alert when we're live. You'll never miss any of the breaking news that we put out throughout the day that we report on. So that's something you may want to do. You text message 40404, follow, space, at Real Dennis Lynch, and you'll be on our text messages. Yep. As far as that goes, then you got the app. The app, if you want to get the app, you go to iOS store, you go to Google Play, you search for the DML app, you download it, you turn the notifications on, you will not be sorry. We wanted to thank one more time everybody who's been donating to us. We appreciate it. You can send it in, you send it in. We continue to build. In fact, we're starting to do our Harlan on the Hill episodes today. We're going to start practicing going through with the new design that we have for it. We're doing that today. Tomorrow we're going to be practicing with the truth. Tomorrow, Scarlett Fakar will be here with us in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. She's up from Texas. She's coming in tomorrow. She'll be here tomorrow and the next day. Don't miss that tomorrow. We'll have her on a bit. And that's that. All right, we'll read two of your things here. We have Christine Salter Winter says, DML is my favorite. Thank you very much. Sonia says, Shepard Smith. Jessica Charlo, thumbs down, no question. That's why one of the reasons that we're doing is we're putting Dennis Mike Lynch, the truth, on at 3 o'clock because we know nobody wants to watch Shep. So that's an important thing to mention. So what we're going to do, for those of you who ask about the app, There are certain things we're not allowed to do. We have learned this through reading different rules. So at 1:30 every day, we'll start our live programming. We haven't decided whether we're going to do it on Facebook first or DennisMichaelLynch.com first, and then we're going to replay it all at night as a live on one of the two others. So it won't be simultaneous anymore, but this program will be available on our website and on our app right after we're done here. We download it, we upload it to YouTube, we put it onto our page, and that's it. So make sure you share, okay, if you haven't done that. And then here, DML with a cup of coffee, just the best. That's from Kathy. And then we have Barbara says, Irvine, California here. Thank you. Diana says, thank you, Dennis and Harlan. You got it. Somebody asked me about my 9/11 experience again. Did somebody just say, can you share your 9/11 experience again?
We could do a whole show out of it.
We could do a whole show on that. I'll do that another day. We'll definitely, you know when we'll do that? We'll do that on 9/11. How does that sound? What's Hannity big news tonight? Oh, it probably is this thing with Kim.com.
Yeah.
I'll explain this real quick to you because I think if we haven't done it already, hold on one second. I can tell you in a heartbeat once I hit the refresh. It hasn't come out yet. Real quick, because we're going over time here, but we kind of stalled in the beginning. That's why I'm kind of stretching it out here. Real quick. You've got Seth Rich. This is the DNC staffer who was murdered at night. Some people say he was assassinated. You could call it what you want. It was a mugging gone bad. All right, that's what the police report says. But he was a DNC staffer that had access to all the back-end data, and it is believed, including by yours truly, that he took that data and handed it over to WikiLeaks. Okay, now understand something. If that is indeed true, there are a bunch of different roads this takes. First of all, it shoots a bullet in the whole Russia influence thing. Number two, there are going to be people who are going down at the DNC at the very top. I assure you of that. Number three, they're talking about this thing with Comey being the biggest scandal in U.S. history. This would be the biggest thing in U.S. history. Okay? So that is the whole thing there. But there has always been missing evidence. Now, one of the missing evidence pieces could come directly from WikiLeaks. Now, Julian Assange, WikiLeaks founder, has twice, if not 3 times, maybe 4 times even, I haven't followed recently, but he has tweeted out articles about Seth Rich being potentially the DNC staffer who handed over the information to WikiLeaks. Now, WikiLeaks has said straight out that they did not get the emails from the Russians or any state government whatsoever. WikiLeaks has been going for 11 years strong. Never once have they been accused of lying. Never once has anybody denied anything that they have put out, that like it wasn't their emails. They have a perfect track record. Who else do you know in 11 years who has a perfect track record? They say that they got their stuff from a different source. Okay, Seth Rich is that source. That's what a lot of people say, including this man named Kim.com. I know it sounds weird, but it's Kim, as in a girl's first name, .com. That's what he calls himself. He is an internet entrepreneur. He created this website called Mega Download, I think, or Mega Upload. It was back in the old days when there was the file sharing. You know, you would take a song, you would upload it, you know, and then basically somebody else would download it. It's piracy, you know, on steroids. This guy ran that site. He got bagged for that whole thing. So, you know, for copyright infringement and all this other different stuff. He's loaded, this guy. He's made a ton of money. So he's wanted here in the U.S. for fraud, but he lives over in New Zealand. I know this has got a lot of parts to it at this point. He put out a tweet the other day that said that he knows for certain that Seth Rich is the person who handed over the emails to WikiLeaks. Sean Hannity heard about this because it was all over the web, and Sean Hannity tweeted out, "What's your proof other than yourself?" And he came back and said that he would be making a statement today, Tuesday, and that, oh, by the way, he was involved with the whole thing with Seth Rich. He also said that, and this was over the weekend, that he was waiting to put out his statement because first he wanted to talk to his lawyers on Monday. He said this needs to be done properly. Hannity invited him to be on his radio or television show or both. Now, so somebody says, what's Hannity's big thing? Well, maybe he has him on tonight in an exclusive and we're going to hear this bombshell. I wouldn't be surprised, Harlan, if Kim.com, the reason why he stretched this out to this point was to cut a deal. To say, I will give you this information that confirms, A, that Russia didn't do anything and that it was all Seth Rich in exchange for immunity, that you're not going to be coming after me for any of this other stuff. So there could be a bombshell coming. Hannity actually hashtagged game changer.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine he did that for one of two reasons. Number one is because he knows what's coming, or number two, he's rolling the dice heavily on a guy who's
risky.
Who's wanted for fraud. So when I look at those two things and knowing Sean, I would like to think he knows whatever it is that, you know, Kim.com says he has. If this comes out, man, this is going to be a biggie. That could be what's going on tonight. But we will let you know. We just saw a message, another one dead. So I guess we're up to 23 dead. All right, anyway, we're going to end it at that. We gave you the extra time that we lost in the beginning. We're sorry about the audio problem. We're sorry about the connection problems. We're sorry we didn't have Michael Cutler on. We will be trying to get him back maybe for tomorrow. Either way, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for today. Thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it in a big, big way. And that's that. Until tomorrow, God bless you. God bless our troops. God bless the United States of America. And God bless all the victims in the UK. And God bless these angels and their parents today, whose life must feel as if it's just shattered to pieces. I can't imagine. All right. Till tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye. Years old. Come back, Tim. 8 years old. Because what they say is, these nut jobs, what they say is that these children, they need to go. You need to wipe out the next stage of the infidels. Their parents pay taxes into the system that fights ISIS. These children, these little tiny children, killed for what reason? In the name, going back to me, in the name of Allah? You know, President Trump said something the other day during his speech. It was the only reason why I won't give him an A+. He said, these people kill in the name of God. No, they kill in the name of death. No, let me tell you something. I've never heard anybody say in the name of God. What I hear is in the name of Allah. Okay? I got my God and they got their God. I call my God God. They call their guy Allah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that a parent right now has to look at pictures of their 8-year-old and 18-year-old daughter and God knows how many other people have to sit there and look at these pictures, their world stripped apart. For what? For what? All in the name of political correctness. So the president this morning commented on these folks, and I loved what he said. He said he's not going to call them monsters because that's what they want to be called. Instead, he gave them a much better name. Tim, let's play the clip of President calling. This is ridiculous. All right? What? Now it's back to matching? Mysteriously. Okay. All right. Anyway, so we're going to start this again. You can see I'm a little edgy.
We got a good program, though. I mean, you know.
Oh, we got a very good program. I deal with this crap.
I know.
All right, come back to camera 2. All right, so here's the deal. And we try to move me over, so this way Facebook, who now for some reason wants to put a live button in the middle, I don't know where they come with the stupidity of that, but it looks like we've got our crowd back to a certain degree. 2,200 seems sort of light to me, if you ask. But anyway, same crap day in, day out, you know? Anyway, Tim, let's start off with the clip again. I'm going to size it up for you. This clip, whether you've seen it or you have not seen it before, it's been played a lot. This is a cell phone video from inside this Ariana Grande concert. Somebody has it. You could hear the bomb go off. It is still as chilling to me the 10th time I've heard it as it was the first. Let's play.
Oh my god. What's going on? What just happened? What the fuck's going on? What's going on? Oh my god!
All right, so here's what we know, okay? This terrorist attack took place yesterday in Manchester, United Kingdom. We have 22 known dead. We have 59 people so far injured. I'm sure those two numbers undoubtedly will probably go up. ISIS, you know that group, they have taken credit for this unbelievable act of terrorism, cowardly act of terrorism to put off a bomb with what's happening here? All right. We're going to ask you, we had a reboot here, the transmission, which aggravates me to no end. I mean, it aggravates me to no end, but I'm hearing better. Okay, you sound better. All right, and now I'm hearing spinning, 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 spinning. All right, we're going to let the audience, what are we at? What's the number here, 2,400? Okay, so much better now, sounds better now. I don't know what was going on. You know, I wonder whether or not that's the problem we were having with Michael Cutler. Whatever it is that we just fixed, no? All right, anyway, so we'll start this over again. Tim, are you ready to play that first clip? Okay, let me set it up. Don't play it just yet. I see we dropped from 2,400 to 1,500. And I don't want to shortchange the people who had already settled in. Because people get very, very upset when they get lost. I tell you, I'm livid, man. I'm livid. I'm livid. All right. We are going to, once again, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be talking today about the terrorist attack that took place in Manchester. We're also going to be talking about President Trump and his trip to Israel, how successful that was. We're going to, Harlan and I are going to analyze it. We're going to play a couple of really good, strong clips for you today. We have worked very hard on today's show. It is a shame that we have to deal with this crap that we deal with here on these technical things. God knows who it is. But anyway, I'm hearing voice doesn't match the feed.
That it's not.
Lips are not in sync. Now your audio is slower than your mouth. What's the story here, man? What? It's annoying. You think it's annoying to you, Jim? I'm with you, bud. This is like watching a Japanese movie. What are we doing here? What's different upstairs? Is there something different upstairs?
No.
So what can this possibly be? Because I've never had this
Our internal audio is good. It's the box. The only thing we changed is we restarted the box and the screeching stopped. It's happening in that and when we send it to Facebook.
Our box that we bought?
The Facebook box, yes.
This new one?
No, this is the existing Facebook box that we have. The Facebook box was always good. It was the YouTube box we had problems with.
And so now we're having a problem with the Facebook box?
Evidently. This is new.
Who's this company?
Epiphan.
What's it called?
Epiphan?
Epiphan?
Yeah.
Epiphan. Do we have their phone number?
Yeah.
What is it? Call these people right on air.
One sec.
So it's still as bad? I'm asking people on here, is it still as bad? Sound and mouth is off, right? No, it's not Facebook. It's not Facebook trying to shut us down.
I've got it.
No, it's this piece of crap. What's the phone number?
877
Yep,
599
yep.
6581.
Unbelievable. All right. Good, because I'm going to tell them what? I'm going to tell them we have over 1 million people on here, and I'm going to blast them a new ass. I'm tired of this crap, man. The amount of money we spent and all the time we spent to do this. We got to get this stuff.
Yeah.
Little girls around. I mean, you can't get any more chicken than that. What I would love to do to have my hands on one of these people. I just love to. All I need is 10 seconds and it's over. Right to the Adam's apple. Boom. And the person I would do it to if he was still around is a 23-year-old Salman Abedi. Salman Abedi. He was a ISIS soldier. All right. Now, as heartbreaking as this is for me to do, we're going to put up the pictures of two of the victims. The first one is 18-year-old Georgina Bethany Collender. Can we get a picture of her up, please? There you go. All right. Georgina Bethany Collender, 18 years old, has lost her life to an Islamic extremist piece of garbage. Okay? But, and you know, as a father of two girls, you know, and my oldest one is 19, you know, so that 18, 19-year-old thing is right there for me. All right? And it's like, you know, I got hit twice, Harlan, because not only you have an 18-year-old girl, and my daughter just turned 19, okay? So to imagine if that would have happened to my daughter, who's upstairs right now working on this show, my life would be shattered. Not to mention the second girl we're going to show is the same age as my other girl, 8 years old.
God.
I mean, I want to cry. Safi Rose, I think it's Rosus. Look at that face. Look at that face. I cannot imagine for the life of me what those parents must feel like today.